Hi, just Ralston here. SDI FTH 223 hammer fired pistols. Week 5, final week. Wrapping it up with a few different things on the inspection and then what I learned and maybe a modification or two that I would do. So let's dive in. Here we have the B6 from SAR. This is free and clear of live ammo, visually and physically. A magazine has dummy rounds in it. Workspace is clear. So the first thing that I want to check on the pistol is we're going to go ahead and check that the magazine release works, catch and release works, and we can see that it functions just fine. Next, going to go ahead and drop the slide down. Feeds just fine. We're going to check the safety, and that works. And then safety in double action, that works. And rack slide again. Make sure that that locks back on the magazine. So magazine or slide catch works. Gonna check the sights to see if there's any dings or dents, any outer or blemishes on the frame, on the slide itself. Now gonna break this down, kind of field strip it real quick. So pull that back, give it a tap with the hammer, pull that out, pull that out, set this aside real quick, pull the guide rod and recoil spring out. Gonna check this surface real quick, look for any blemishes, nicks, burrs, anything like that. Check this, the spring out for any nicks, burrs, and things like that. Come in here, gonna look at the pin, make sure that this functions. Push it in. Let me grab something real quick. Push the firing pin. Yep. Holds the firing pin down. Let's move freely. Oh. Make sure that the rails are good along here. Come in here and look at the feed ramp. right there. Make sure there's no burrs or anything on that, or any nicks, anything that could cause that. Come and look at the crown itself. Make sure that there's nothing hanging in the way to, like burrs or anything like that would obstruct the gases or the round going through it. Make sure that in here there's no burrs or anything like that in that area. Another area I want to check is the back face, or the face of the bolt. Slide that ejector, extractor. In here, we're going to go and check that the surfaces work, the springs work, like that. Hold the hammer, let it go, trigger spring works, and double action works, trigger spring works. Make sure that there's no burrs or anything along the slide notches. Check for that. Make sure that there's nothing wrong with the ejector. Make sure that these surfaces on the sear are good. And you can do one more check on the magazine catch to watch it properly function. And looks like that is all good. So a few things that I learned in this class was how to actually break down a hammer-fired pistol. That was pretty cool to learn, since I've never actually done one. A little bit of the history behind the hammer-fired pistols. Learned that how many pieces there actually were in the hammer-fired pistol, how intricate it could be. The spring and the inspection of the hammer-fired pistol, which would help in the future. That I really don't like the SAR B6, just because it's got a slow bore axis, and that slide is hard to rack, at least for me. So I also don't like the CZ Shadow 2. Few upgrades that I would do. Well, there's two that I would do. Three. Two would be upgrades. Three is kind of I guess, just changing what came with the pistol. First, the 10-round mags for California, would get rid of them. Go with the 17-round. 10 rounds useless. Second, I would change and lighten the springs on this. And the third thing would be the sights on the pistol itself. For the spring, the springs would cost about $25, $27 from Galloway Precision. I don't think I would charge more than an hour's worth of work, which seems in line with the gunsmiths around my area. The sights probably prorate the hour to a half hour. It depends on how complicated or how long it takes me to set those in, but I couldn't see with more than a half hour with those sights. And yeah, those are my thoughts and what I would modify on this pistol so far.